Welcome back to the deep dive. Now, if you spend any time at all in the fitness world, you know the big focus, right? It's always macros.
Oh, yeah. Protein, carbs, fats. That's the holy trinity for most people.
Exactly. We talk constantly about hitting our protein numbers, timing carbs, getting that fat ratio just perfect. And look, we should. These things are the building blocks.
They're the bricks, the mortar, absolutely essential.
They're the raw materials we need to build muscle, fuel those intense workouts, and recover properly.
But what if focusing only on those macros is like, I don't know, trying to build a huge, beautiful house with top-of-the-line material? But you completely forgot to hire the builders, the electricians, the plumbers.
Ah, okay. I see where you're going. You've got the materials piled up, but nothing's actually getting built.
Precisely. You have all the pieces, but the project is stalled. Nothing's happening.
Makes sense.
So today, we are taking a deep dive into what might be the real bottleneck for so many people trying to make progress. We're digging into an article by Troy Teixeira.
Oh, from Ageless Gains. Good stuff. Yeah, exactly. It's called Micronutrients Matter, Why Vitamins and Minerals Are Essential for Muscle Growth.
A fantastic title because it gets right to the point.
Right. And our mission today is really to understand this crucial behind-the-scenes crew, the vitamins and minerals that actually let your body use all that protein you're so carefully tracking.
This is such an important conversation because, honestly, it tackles that frustration so many people feel. You hit a plateau, you don't know why.
Yeah.
And Teixeira uses this great analogy right off the bat. He says, look, if macros are the building materials, micronutrients are the electricians, plumbers, and inspectors. They make the whole process work.
That's a brilliant way to put it.
It is, because you can eat, perfectly optimal amounts of protein, but if those fundamental processes, the metabolic stuff, the cellular repairs, if they aren't working because you lack the right micros,
What happens?
well, your body just can't effectively synthesize that protein. It can't repair the muscle damage from your workout. It can't even generate the energy you needed for that heavy lift in the first place.
Wow.
And that's exactly why progress just stops, even when your diet looks perfect on paper,
Okay, let's really unpack this then. Because just saying eat your vitamins isn't super helpful, is it?
Not really, no. It's too vague.
We need to get specific. What are the actual jobs these micromanagers are doing inside our muscles? What's this crew actually responsible for?
Right, and we can actually connect specific micronutrients to specific jobs. And once you see those connections, you realize how bad even a small shortfall can be.
Okay, give me an example.
Let's start with magnesium. People hear about it for sleep or maybe recovery.
Yeah, leg cramps sometimes too.
Exactly. But the article points out its triple role. It's absolutely essential for energy production making ATP.
The actual fuel.
The actual fuel.
Yeah.
It also helps muscles contract properly, and yes, it aids recovery. So if you're low on magnesium, you're basically hitting the brakes on the engine's power, the movement itself, and the repair job afterwards, all at the same time.
Okay, so that suddenly makes magnesium seem way more important than just like a relaxing mineral before bed.
Absolutely. It's non-negotiable for actually powering the movement.
Got it. What else?
Okay, how about iron?
Yeah.
We usually think of iron deficiency as, general anemia, feeling tired overall.
Right.
But for muscle performance, it's critical. Teixeira calls it the crucial oxygen delivery system.
For oxygen delivery.
Your muscles need oxygen, tons of it, for sustained work. If you don't have enough iron, you physically cannot transport enough oxygen to those muscles when they're working hard.
So you could have all the fuel, like carbs,
Yep.
but the fire just kind of smothers because there's no air.
That's a perfect way to think about it. The combustion process is literally choked off.
That explains that feeling of hitting a wall during a set much better. You're gasping, and it feels like your muscles are just dying.
Precisely. They're starving for oxygen. Now, think about vitamin D.
Okay, bones, right. Everyone knows that one.
Yes, definitely bones. But it's critical because it helps you absorb calcium, and calcium isn't just for bone density.
No.
No, the article explicitly lists it as essential for muscle contractions. So low D means poor calcium absorption.
Which means weaker muscle function.
Exactly. Then you've got the B vitamins, the whole group.
The energy vitamins.
Kind of, but
No.
it's more direct than just a vague energy boost. They are literally responsible for converting the food you eat, the macros, carbs, fats, into usable energy your body can access right now.
Okay.
And they're also super important for your nervous system, making sure the signals from your brain get to your muscles efficiently.
That makes sense. That feeling when you're just sluggish, like things are slow and fuzzy.
Yeah.
It's not just being tired physically. It feels like the signals are lagging too.
That's a great description. And don't forget zinc. This one's interesting.
How so?
It's like a double agent, in the good way. It's needed for protein synthesis, actually building the new muscle tissue.
Okay, the building part.
And it also supports your immune system, which means it helps keep you healthy so you can actually train consistently without getting sidelined.
Consistency. That's huge.
It is. And finally, let's touch on potassium and sodium. We hear about electrolytes all the time.
Yeah, for hydration, cramping.
Exactly. They regulate fluid balance and nerve signaling. Get that balance wrong, and boom, painful cramps that stop your workout dead.
Wow. Okay. What really strikes me here is how interconnected it all is.
Totally.
It's not like you can just focus on one hero nutrient. It's like this whole team, these micros, they make sure the protein you ate actually gets, delivered, assembled, and maintained properly, like the article said.
A whole system. An operational system.
Yeah, an operational system that most of us, let's be honest, probably ignore.
Which brings us to a really important question. If this essential crew is short-staffed, how do you even know? How does the body tell you?
Right.
And Tysera makes this great point. Deficiencies don't usually shout. They whisper.
Oh, I like that. Whispers. Because the symptoms are often so vague, aren't they?
Exactly.
We just feel tired all the time. Recovery takes longer. Maybe we pick up little injuries more easily, or we just hit that strength plateau we can't seem to break.
Yep. And what do? We look at our macro app, right?
Always. Everything's green, protein's good, carbs are good.
So we figure, oh, I must be overtraining, or maybe just stressed.
Yeah, blame it on something else.
But those whispers, those vague symptoms, often have very specific mechanical causes linked to missing micros.
Okay, so how do we connect the dots?
Well, let's take an example. If you're getting frequent, really bad muscle cramps, or your sleep is consistently terrible, that's often a whisper from low magnesium. It directly impacts muscle relaxation and nerve signals.
Okay, that's fairly specific. But what about just feeling tired? That could be anything, right? Too much training, not enough sleep, stress. How do you tell if it's a micronutrient issue?
That is a great question, and this is where Tysera's insights are really helpful. Push past the general symptom. Yes, overtraining causes fatigue. Stress causes fatigue.
Right.
But micronutrient fatigue often shows up in specific ways related to energy or oxygen. For example, if you feel profoundly tired and you're getting noticeably short of breath during your workouts.
Ah, the shortness of breath.
That's a classic whisper for low iron. Your blood cells literally cannot carry enough oxygen to meet the demand. That's a specific mechanical failure, not just general burnout.
Okay, that distinction is key. Fatigue plus a specific related issue, like the breathing thing.
Exactly. Or let's say your strength is actively declining. You're lifting less, even though your training hasn't changed much.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
That could be linked to low vitamin D. Remember, it affects calcium absorption and muscle contraction efficiency, weakens the foundation.
Right.
And for anyone focused on building muscle mass, low zinc is a double whammy. It can mess with testosterone production and weaken your immune system. So slower gains, and you're more likely to get sick and miss training days.
Man, okay. And that chronic sluggishness, the mental fog we talked about.
Often traces back to B vitamins. If you don't have enough, you literally can't unlock the energy from the food you're eating efficiently.
So these deficiencies aren't just slowing things down. They're like actively sabotaging the whole project.
That's exactly how Tysera puts it, like trying to build that house with missing tools and broken equipment. It just undermines everything from the inside out.
Okay, this makes a ton of sense. Now, there's another angle here that Tysera highlights, isn't there, about aging?
Yes, absolutely. And this is crucial because the challenge gets, well, significantly harder for older adults.
Why is that?
Well, a few things happen as we get older. Our digestive system just doesn't absorb certain vitamins and minerals as efficiently as it used to. Appetite can decrease, meaning less food overall is coming in. And maybe most importantly, food variety often shrinks. People tend to eat the same things.
So less variety means fewer chances to get all those different microbes.
Exactly. Those nutrient gaps tend to get wider.
So it's like a double whammy then. You actually need these nutrients more as you age to fight muscle loss, maintain bone density.
Right. Sarcopenia, osteoporosis.
But your body is getting less bang for its buck from the food you do eat, and you might be eating less variety anyway.
That's the challenge. The article is very clear. Older adults need to be especially mindful of this.
So the strategy clearly can't just be eat more protein, like we always hear.
Yeah.
The focus has to shift. It's got to be about quality, about nutrient density, maximizing the good stuff in every single meal.
Precisely. It's about being strategic. And the first rule, according to the article, is always whole foods first.
Makes sense.
The best, most usable sources of these micros come from a diverse diet. Think dark leafy greens, spinach, kale, nuts and seeds, legumes, beans, lentils, lean meats, dairy if you tolerate it, lots of colorful fruits and vegetables.
Variety is key.
Variety is absolutely key, getting as many different natural sources as possible.
What about supplements? People always ask about supplements.
Yeah, and the author does address them. They definitely have a role, especially if you know you have a specific deficiency, maybe confirmed by a blood test.
Okay.
But their role is very clearly defined. Supplements should support, not replace, a nutrient-dense diet.
Right. They're backup. They fill the gaps.
Exactly. They are the backup plan, the targeted fix, not the main strategy. The foundation has to be real food.
I think the final piece of advice here from Texera is really practical for listeners. He says, don't just count your protein grams. Also, count your colors.
I love that.
Yeah, diversify your plate. It's such a simple visual cue, isn't it? It forces you to think about getting a wider range of nutrients, not just hitting one macro number.
It's a great takeaway. It makes you think about nutrient density instinctively.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. What's the core message we want people to take away from this deep dive?
I think Texera's summary is powerful. Macronutrients build the frame. Micronutrients wire the system. You need both.
Frame and wiring.
Real growth, sustainable progress, avoiding injuries. That happens when the whole system, the internal wiring, is functioning smoothly, when it's humming, as he puts it.
Right. So we've really unpacked why these invisible things, the vitamins, the minerals, are absolutely vital for the visible results you're chasing.
Yep.
And if you're listening and you feel like your training is just completely stalled out, even though you swear your macros are perfect, focusing on this behind-the-scenes crew, on your micronutrient intake, that's very likely the missing piece of the puzzle.
It often is. It's the overlooked factor.
Definitely.
And here's maybe a final thought to leave you with, something to chew on. We talked about aging, right?
Yeah.
If those challenges, the reduced absorption, the muscle decline, loss of strength, if they are significantly sped up by micronutrient gaps, as Texera details, then think about this. How might really dialing in your micronutrient impact now, today, not just improve your workout tomorrow or your recovery next week, but how might it actively change the trajectory of your strength, your mobility, your overall health decades from now?
Wow, that's a powerful thought. It's not just about gains now, it's about quality of life later.
Exactly. Think of optimizing your micros as a fundamental long-term investment in your future self. Preventative maintenance for the entire system.